What's up, y'all? This is Ramel Watley, and welcome to Truckin' Hustle, the podcast for trucking entrepreneurs. If you want to learn about the trucking industry from the business side of things, you're in the right place. Every week, I interview the people who are making it happen on a daily basis. I get them to share their successes, their failures, and sometimes even their secrets. The goal is to show you how you too can create financial freedom in the booming trucking industry. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
A lot of people who've gained their CDLs from my experience, the everyday work didn't work for them. Them clocking in didn't work for them. You know, they don't have a degree, but they know they can make good money and earn a living for their family if they go get their trucking license and they can just get their CDLs. They can make that $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month without slaving in a warehouse, without, earning $7, $10, whatever it is an hour. So I kind of rock with that.
Turn my mic up. Take there. Yeah. On the road to the riches. Life takes a toll like bridges. Good friends become foes and snitches. Better watch who knows in your business.
All right, so we are here with Miss Teeauna White, right? Whiteway Trucking. Is that the name of your company?
Yeah, it's Whiteway, W-A-Y. Whiteway Trucking.
Okay, cool. Now, the first time that I actually spoke with you and connected with you, you probably don't even remember this, but I had made a post about having no experience in getting into trucking. And I was kind of like, man, I don't know if that's a good idea or something to that effect. And you hit me in a DM and you said, well, listen, man, I had no experience and I got 2 trucks and I'm a woman, right? You remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I did. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. He's wrong a little bit, but you're right in a lot of ways.
Right. So you had to check me real quick. And I was like, okay. And it's funny because that same day I had multiple people hit me and say the same thing. So I was like, all right, maybe this is something you could do without, much experience or whatever the case may be. But, I was more so speaking to the fact of, driving is it's a dangerous job. You know what I mean? And before you get into it, you should definitely know what you're doing behind the wheel before you take on the business aspect of it, because you don't want to have to focus on being a safe driver and running a business at the same time. You should already kind of have the safety aspect down and then be able to kind of focus on your business. You know what I mean?
Yes, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right about that. Those are very heavy duty machines, and you really have to know what you're doing out there.
That's a fact.
You really do.
So let's get into it a little bit. Talk to me. Tell me, so how did you get into the trucking industry? Because you said you started with no experience. So apparently that wasn't something you've been doing for too long. Tell me a little bit about your backstory, Teeauna.
Okay, so my story is I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a businesswoman. So I had the opportunity. I had a friend call me and say, hey, I have a guy that's selling some trucks. And there were some old Stater Brothers trucks, well maintenance, day cabs. He has 10 of them. He wants to dump them right away if you got cash or a check, or he's willing to make a payment plan if you could drop 10.
Okay.
I said, okay, that sounds like something I maybe could do, but how much am I gonna make?
Right.
How much? You have to do the numbers with business. So fast forwarding, I got the truck. I hired a driver. And
but hold on, before you go forward with that, what made you feel that you can just jump into a truck? I mean, because that's a big undertaking. You know what I mean? Did you know anybody who had a trucking company prior? What made you feel that you just saw this opportunity and you could do it?
I knew no one who owned a truck. I have people in my family who has driven for other people for many, many years. And I knew no one who owned a truck. So yeah, if I was to rewind that part of it, I knew what the money was like, and I knew that I could buy the truck. But the learning aspect of it, it was very hard. I didn't have anybody that showed me the game. I didn't have anybody that said, hey, this is the way you do it. I lost some finances in the beginning trying to figure it out because I didn't have anybody to lace me, because it's still a competitive field. The more better truckers, everybody knows I'm a businesswoman. So if you have this business savvy person who knows how to handle business, now she's getting some trucks. Do I want to let her know? Do I want to involve her? Is she going to get the loads I'm on? Right. So it's very competitive. So in the beginning, no, I didn't have the game. And I did waste some money in the beginning, even trying to figure out down to thinking I have my paperwork right and I don't have an IFTA or I don't have this or that, you know. So in the beginning, it was hard. And once I got the paperwork side of it together, and I actually went through like a third-party company that allows you to, you know, pay them a small fee. They have all the knowledge. I kind of let them take on the paperwork side of it. And once I got that together, I was rolling.
Okay.
And I had one truck. And that's when I said I hired one driver. And it was hard because it's hard to find a good driver.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're just starting a business, you're starting a name for yourself, you're starting a reputation, you're building business relationships. So if you're just dealing with a broker and you get a load and your driver's late or your driver calls off or your driver's not doing it, you know, his pre-trips, now you got maintenance issues, you're broke down somewhere, whatever the case may be, those relationships are either growing or they're tarnished.
Right.
And so me getting my foot straight in the game, I didn't have a dependable driver. So I said, you know what, I can hire more people or I can go learn how to drive myself.
Got you. So you got the first truck. So you had one truck at this point, right? And you went to hire a driver. Where did you go to find the driver? How did you get to your first driver?
Prior to me coming in the trucking industry, I've had a music label. So it was actually somebody that engineered for me before. He used to spend a lot of time at my studio, and he had his CDLs.
Okay.
So when he heard I had a truck, he was the very first person that hit me and said, hey, I've worked for you before. I know you pay me well. I know you got good work ethic, so I want to drive for you.
Okay.
But he was a great engineer. He wasn't a great
Got
he needs
you.
to stick to the music.
Got you.
Yeah, so that's how that came about.
Okay, so how long did you have the driver in the truck before you kind of took things into your own hand and you said, listen, I can't deal with these drivers? 3 months?
3 months.
Okay. So 3 months you said, all right, this isn't working out. This driver's not working out. Great engineer, terrible driver. I need to get into this truck. So tell me about that process. What'd you do?
So it was actually a decision with me and my fiance. He said, you know, let's drive and let's get another one. So if you're willing to go to school, I'm willing to go to school. We push each other. We get through school. We got this one truck, but when we finish, I never even knew how to drive a stick car a year ago. So it was a very difficult struggle. I learned how to do the 10-speed, and it took me 3 months to get through school. When other people were surpassing me, my fiance was ready to test out at 2 weeks.
Okay.
But me, it took me 3 months to actually get it. And so he said, when you finish, I know the drive and stick part of it is hard. So if you actually get your license with it, you know, I'll get another truck and I'll get an automatic because I know you don't really want to drive these sticks. So I disciplined myself. I got through passing. I know how to drive a stick, but my preference is an automatic. And that's how we got to 2 because it was actually a gift to me to bless my business, you know, keep going to give me that push. So that's how I got 2, and that's where I'm at now with 2 trucks, working on the 3rd one.
Okay, dope. So getting into the business, obviously this is still all new to you. What did you do to get work?
The very first thing I did to get work was a friend of mine, as I met more truckers, had me download the DAT load.
Okay.
The DAT load board, the DAT.
Okay.
So that has been my friendly tool along with other apps. But that's what initially I just registered my MC on there, and I said, hey, let me see what I can find. But with good work ethic, dependable driving, a good truck, you could build relationships. So you being on those apps decrease less and less as you build relationships with these brokers. You know, they kind of know what lanes you want, the rates that you're willing to go for. I'm very negotiable. So they know now, you know, not to call me for certain loads if it's not paying things. But I've built relationships off of initially one load board, and I've taken advantage of those resources with the load boards with some brokerages to just look on their boards and get their loads. Do I want contracts? Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Right.
I need a fleet, but I'm just doing the footwork, the grind every day. Some days I don't have a load. I got to get on there 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, get on the board and say, hey, I got to make sure that I'm booked up this day. And I do what I got to do. But the boards have really been a helpful resource, but you got to be fast. You have to be quick. You have to stay grinding with that. You can't slack or you won't move.
Right.
Or you have to settle for what nobody wanted at the end of the day.
Right. How tough is that? Like, I mean, just having to deal with the low boards, like for your business, you said now you're kind of getting into a groove to where you have some connections and some contacts. But initially, like, did you take a lot of L's dealing with the low boards? Like, how was that for your business initially?
So, yeah, it was difficult because in the beginning you have the board, but when you have a fresh MC, you see this board of companies that have these loads posted, rates posted. You call, you think you could get the load, and they say, hey, you got to have 90 days in. I can't work with you. You have to have 6 months in. I can't work with you. So in the beginning, it was being able to just work with whoever was willing to work with me.
Okay.
So that part of it was a little discouraging because the people, the companies that have the better paying rates or the better loads, they have that restriction because they know that they have those full load boards. Like they have the privilege to kind of have that demand of requirement. So I kind of had to settle for certain companies to move in the beginning. And then when you settle and you don't have those standards, then, I've ran into a few companies with the invoicing. They're not as established. They let whoever drive. And, okay, I'll take this load, but I wish I wouldn't have because now I'm on the back end, trying to get paid, or they don't have a quick pay. Just little things like that in the beginning, not having a foundation, not having that experience behind your authority. You do have to build that. So that part of it, it wasn't hard. It just required consistency. It required dedication because even on days that you're frustrated or you get some bullshit loads, it's a really bad warehouse. It's not organized. Your day is just elongated. You still got to stay dedicated to your vision and know that I just got to get through this process. I just got to get this time underneath my belt. So I think that was the more harder aspect, just like mentally staying focused to the process of it to get where, I'm growing still, but I'm a lot more comfortable than I was when I very first started out.
Got you. What type of freight did you look for? Anything in particular?
Anything dry.
Dry van?
I really didn't have, anything dry. If it can go on my dry van without any specific permit or requirements that I didn't have, I would take it. Got you.
Did you ever think of using a dispatch company?
Yeah, but they want 5%.
Too much?
I could do that. I'll do the work. I'll keep. Yeah, because see, with the dispatch, I think I'm not 100% educated, so I may say some things that are not accurate. But from my experience with talking through them, I've learned that the ones that have contacted me or reached out to me, they're a dispatch service, but some of them are logging on to the same boards I have access to. They're middlemaning. They don't have those direct contacts. So they're searching for work and they're sending it to you. So now you're paying 3%, 5%, 7% to a dispatch. At the same time, the broker is already getting their cut for the load. So it's too many people with their hands in my pot.
Got you.
So I do my dispatching. I do the driving. I do the dispatching. I do the invoicing. I manage the drivers.
Got you.
I do everything.
And you have an employee now, right? You have an employee as well?
Yeah, I actually have two now. Two for myself.
2 employees. All right. So so now currently you have 2 trucks and then 2 employees.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So tell me a little bit about that. Tell me, I mean, we obviously had the little bit of a hiccup with the first driver, right? And then you started driving yourself, which was good because you got to, learn to drive and everything like that. And that helped you. So with the employees, what's your hiring process? What are you thinking about when you're looking for drivers? Because a lot of people are looking for good drivers, right? That's one of the major topics we hear about all the time, how to find good drivers. So what are you thinking about when you're looking for drivers?
I'm going to be completely transparent. There's people who work hard that are disadvantaged in the work field. So honestly, when I look for a driver, I'm felon friendly.
Okay.
And I'm not registered to be felon friendly, but I look for not only good driving record because I can't afford any losses for you just being irresponsible, but I am looking for someone who's passionate to do better, passionate to make some money, passionate to work. And I've noticed from my experience in my community where I'm at, that passion sometimes come with these CDLs for people who's looking for a second chance. A lot of people who've gained their CDLs from my experience, the everyday work didn't work for them. Them clocking in didn't work for them. You know, they don't have a degree, but they know they can make good money and earn a living for their family if they go get their trucking license and they can just get their CDLs. They can make that $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month without slaving in a warehouse, without, earning $7, $10, whatever it is an hour. So I kind of rock with that. I don't really care about your past. If you're willing to work, you got a good driving record, you could pass the mandated drug testing that I have to comply with. You ready to work? You ready to work? You ready to work? I'll rock with you.
Gotcha.
I do an interview. I do a drive along. I do want to see how you drive my trucks. I'll send you on a couple loads by yourself. See if you check in. See if you're compliant with, just the communication throughout the day, your ETAs, you're downloading the macro points and stuff like that. If you could be compliant through kind of my trial interview, because I do like 2-3 loads interview where I'm not with you or I'm with you.
Okay.
And I just make just do my judgment from there. But everything as far as compliance that the DOT requires, yes, I do that. But on a personal level, that's what I look for. And I've noticed that with the 2 drivers I do have, they do have records, but they're ready. They want to work. They want to earn a living. They want to grow. And I'm rocking with them,
Got you. Are your drivers men or women?
Yep.
Both men?
They're men.
So
Yeah.
how is that being the lady boss, the woman boss to 2 men? How is that relationship?
It's respectable. They have a respect for me. And because I'm a driver as well, I have not just a boss mentality, but I have a driver mentality. So I can't speak for every owner of a trucking company, but I'm actually out there on the field. I'm out there in the paint. I have bad days. I have loads that I'm not happy with. So when I'm booking, I'm considerate of them, their time, the travel. I have a family. I have kids. So although I'm running the business, I'm considerate of the things you want to do outside of work. So communication, you know what I mean? What are some things that you have going on this month that you absolutely need the day off? Okay, this day, all right, I know I can send you further and that won't conflict. But if you have something to do, okay, I'm going to have you do some locals, or I'll only, send you a certain miles out so you can make it. So I have a strong communication, and I'm fair. I pay well. And I don't treat them like, it might sound weird, but I don't treat them like they're my employee. I treat them like they're my partner.
Got you. How is it being a woman?
So they respect it, and they're actually happy. Like I do have happy drivers.
Dope.
They tell me all the time. So
that's dope. How is it being a woman in the industry from a driving perspective and from an owner's perspective? Do you feel it? Do you sometimes feel that there's certain prejudices because you're a woman? Talk about that a little bit.
I get 2 different reactions. I get, oh, I'm so happy. You don't look like a driver. What are you doing driving? You go girl type thing.
Right.
And then I get like the male dominance, like this isn't for you. Even with certain people I've ran into that I've tried to get some game from, try to get knowledgeable, because I'm coachable and I'm always a student. And I've tried to connect with certain people, and it's like, this ain't for you, or maybe I'm a threat. So I don't get the door open for me. I don't get information. I don't get connected, and I get shut out. So I don't know if it's like an ego thing, but it's like, you know, I get both of those. So it's like one or the other. It's either you fully support me, you want to help me, you want to push me, you encourage me, or I get shut out.
Got you.
Like this is a man's world, you know, like,
yeah.
And I run into truckers like that, like, what are you doing driving? Like, or if I'm, you know, I get my tandem stuck, or there's hefty duty things that I really try to do. And sometimes I just get stuck and I need a man to come help me. And I've gotten that where it's like someone who will openly help me, see me struggling. And then I've gotten people that look at me like, well, you shouldn't be out here if you can't do that.
Right.
This isn't for you. So
how do your family and friends respond to your business? Are they inquisitive? Do they want to learn more about it? Or they kind of like, just kind of like,
yeah,
you know?
Definitely. They're supportive. They're complimenting it. I actually have a sister that just went through school, so she has her CDLs now.
Oh, dope.
So she actually went through one of those schools that she didn't have the finances. So she's like, you know, I don't want to ask you, so I'm gonna go do it myself type thing. And I found out she got her CDL. I never even knew she was in school. She was hiding it until she got it. But now she's just on the road driving, paying her debt off. So when she's done, she's actually gonna come drive for me. By then I'll have 3 trucks in a few months. So
dope.
I'm encouraging people around me to get involved, definitely. So right now I currently know 4 people who's in school, even though if I don't have the trucks to put them in, it just has encouraged them to go get in the field, get their CDLs, and go work for somebody.
Got you. What do you tell other women who want to get into the business, or other people who want to get into the business? What's normally your advice to them?
Be ready for it.
What does that mean? Go deeper into that.
Well, I'm going into it off a personal level. The money is good, but me being a mother or being family oriented or very close to home, your time is deprived from you from being to your loved ones.
Right.
So if you're not ready to make that commitment to really be on that road, whether you're local or you're far, if you go local, you're gone days and weeks at a time. Farther, you're gone days, weeks at a time. But even local, I get up at 4 a.m, and when I do 2 local loads or 1 local load, sometimes I'm still getting in at 12 at night, 11 at night, and I'm doing the same thing over and over. So even though I come home for 3-4 hours to sleep, I'm still gone all the time. So on that aspect, I just let them know, like, you really got to be dedicated to it, because this field takes you away being on the road. And so you have to be mentally prepared for it and have the discipline and have the passion for it, you know? And so that's the advice I give. And, you have to have patience. I was a very speedy driver. I had a bad record. My insurance is out the roof because of my record with my trucks. I pay a lot more than the average owner-operator would, but because I have a heavy foot, but being behind that wheel, I think about all the families that I could affect if I hurt someone, if I'm not paying attention, if I'm trying to rush. That load is so heavy behind you that you think you can stop when you want and you can't. So it's disciplined me with my driving.
Right.
So it's brought a lot of things to the table, but I just let people know, you know, like, there's certain weaknesses you may have if it comes to a driving record, or if it comes to you being impatient, you know, if it comes to you really being family oriented, or you being a single parent, that you have to get those things in line really before you get into this field, because they're going to play a key factor in how productive you are, how enthusiastic you are to get in the truck every day and go do these loads.
Got you. Was there ever a day that you wanted to quit and give it up?
Yep.
Tell me about that day.
What hundreds of days?
Tell me about one of them that stands out in your mind, that you had to really be resilient and kind of push through.
It's actually a story. I was in Eureka.
Okay.
Way at the top. And, you know, they grow up there. And I don't know what it was. Both of my lights came on, and my truck stopped. And when it stopped, it was on this long street. And so when I stopped, me and my driver that I was with, we said, okay, we seen a gas station about a mile and a half back. Let's go, because none of our service was working where we stopped. So we're on this path, and everybody walking past is like shaking their head like, no, no, no. We're like, why is everybody shaking their head? No. Fast forwarding, we get to the gas station. The lady said, get out of here before dark. This is a area of a certain ethnicity that they have all these $1 million grow houses, and where your truck is and where you're walking is private property.
Wow.
And everywhere that you are, they're legally able to shoot you because they've had truckers come in, act like they break down, and they rob these grow houses, and they fill up and they leave. And I didn't know nothing about that.
That's crazy.
So that's one of the days that I'm like, oh, oh shit, I got to get my truck out of here,
Yeah.
And so I did. I called Napa. I got a hold of them. They came out. I paid top dollar for probably the worst mechanic. I got what I needed to get done, and I left. But that was such a scare for me that it's like, wow, that was my first experience, although I was still in California, because I'm from California, that what if I wouldn't have had another driver with me? What if I'm, way back in Tennessee, or I'm all the way across the states, and I'm a woman and I'm by myself and I'm in the dark, or I'm somewhere by myself and something happens to me, or I'm not able to defend myself or protect myself because I'm out here in this trucks and I'm learning. But it's a lot that comes with being out in a foreign area that you're not familiar with.
Right. You're
not familiar with the people, the roads, the service. And for that was one of those days that I said, I'm not driving no more.
Wow.
I can't be out here.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So, I got many stories, but that's the one that really hit home for me. But I kept going.
Right.
I've had some breakdowns. I've had some dangerous breakdowns, but I just keep pushing. I want to build the business. I know it's very lucrative. And one thing about trucking, technology is taking over a lot of things. When it comes to starting a business, working for a company, and things got to get moved. Now, if they do self-ran trucks in the near 20, 30 years, that's something they just do. But for right now, me foreseeing the next 15 to 20 years as far as investing my money and time still into the trucking business, there can't be a robot that could run that truck.
Right.
There can't be a robot that could drive that truck. So us being in the trucking industry, everything has to move down to the littlest things. So as long as I'm still having to move something, technology can't take over. The things have to be moved for the economy to keep running, for businesses to keep thriving. So it's an investment to me that's worth the dedication and the hard days, because it's longevity in trucking.
No doubt. What motivates you?
With trucking?
No, just period. As a person, as an entrepreneur. You said you're a businesswoman, you're an entrepreneur. What keeps you motivated to keep on going through all these, ups and downs in business? What is your driving force?
So my driving force and what motivates me, you can follow me. It's the fact that every time I find a challenge, I know I can overcome it, and I know I can get through it because of my drive. And so what motivates me is that me knowing that it was a challenge for me and I got through it, I'm really big on pushing people and motivating them. So me getting through that challenge, the fact that it motivates so many people around me to do the same thing, women to get into trucking, people just to buy a truck, that's what fuels me to keep going, to say, hey, you got to hit that 3 trucks. You got to get a fleet. You got to get those contracts. So I'm on a podcast with you and I'm telling the beginning, we can talk 2 years from now and say, dang, see, I remember 2 years ago we was on the podcast and you had 2 trucks and you told me your struggle. But look at you now. You don't drive no more. You got 5 trucks. You have a really good business. Everybody's in uniforms. I'm seeing your trucks out. Like, I want that, to be able to push people to feel, to say, hey, I went through a lot. It was hard, but I didn't give up. I went through financial struggles. I almost went, bankrupt into these trucks, but I kept going, and now look at me. Everything was a challenge, but just keep going, keep going. I did it. You could do it too. Just start somewhere. I really push people. So the challenges that I'm overcoming is just fueling my motivation, because it's still motivating others to do it. if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. That's dope. That's dope. I like that. So, you said, like I just now said, you said you're a businesswoman, you're an entrepreneur, you have this trucking company. But there's something else that you're into now that you know we've been speaking about, and I know you want to get into that because I see that's kind of like your new passion. So, talk to me about this CBD, man. Talk to me about it. I've been hearing about it. Tell the Truck and Hustle listeners about CBD and your involvement in that.
Okay, sure. So I did recently get into the cannabis industry, and CBD is like a hidden blessing for the medical field as far as the healing that it gives, the relief that it gives, and it's a growing industry. So it's kind of been suppressed, but now it's on the surface. And like I said, me being a businesswoman, I know that this is growing into $1 billion industry, and 1 out of 20 people know about CBD every time I talk to them.
Mm.
So I'm educating people. I'm getting them in tune with it, and I'm getting them in line with it. And so I actually learned about it doing a weight loss journey because being a trucker, you get fat. And I'm trying to keep my sexy.
Okay.
And if you hashtag fine ass trucker, you're going to see me. So I was trying to keep my fine.
Okay.
And no, this is how I got into it. I did my health journey. I got into a company. And so now I'm promoting a healthy, wealthy lifestyle to where I'm in the CBD industry associated with health and healing. And I'm, now making money off of it. But ultimately, me being a truck driver, the CBD has helped me in the trucking life.
Mm.
So how we get bad back aches and how you get body aches by sitting all the time or not being as active. We have these CBD rubs that it's not THC. It doesn't make you test dirty, but it relieves and alleviates the pains that come with it. For example, I broke my ankle 3 years ago in 3 different spots. And like you heard me say, I have automatic.
Right.
So my ankle does this all the time. I'm not shifting gears. I'm shifting my ankle up and down, stop and go, stop and go.
Gotcha.
And so it aches and throbs. So, the CBD helps relieve that. And so the CBD industry for me is I've learned about it. I know the benefits of it. So I'm just incorporating it as another business into tying it into the trucking life. I actually have about 12 customers in trucking that come get products from me. I got, I'm involved with, like I said, it's a company, so I have many products, but they work. We go on You Feel It. We have a NutriBurst Energy that just gives you natural energy, vitamins that you need. Being on the road, we don't eat good.
Right.
We eat very bad. So the weight gain goes from there. I'm promoting the detoxing with CBD. So you're flushing your body out. You're getting natural energy. You're getting the relief that you need as far as if you deal with a lot of anxiety or stress. Even sometimes when you're team driving, you do a full 10 hours, and although you're supposed to go to sleep and you're 10, some people have a hard time still falling asleep even though they're tired and they know they need to sleep before they have to do their next shift. And those oils allow you just to fall asleep. They relax you. So I've learned about the business and I learned about the benefits of CBD, but I'm incorporating it into my everyday life, and I'm just putting on other truckers and other people that it can benefit from. So just going back to me saying, I motivate people and I push people. The company I'm with is TLC with that, and it's called Total Life Changes. So I'm just helping a lot of people on the healthy side, being aware of the benefits of CBD, and then on the wealthy side, if they want to change, if they want to earn some extra cash, they can do the same thing I'm doing by letting people know about the benefits of CBD, buying these products, benefited from them, and then earning those commissions that help you out on a financial level.
Dope. So just so I understand, how is it taken? Are you taking the pill? Are you drinking something? How exactly does it work for the people who have no idea how you would actually take this stuff on a regular, routine basis?
Sure. So the 3 products that I have with CBD, the first one is a detox tea. Everything is infused with CBD. Yeah, so the detox tea, because it's infused with CBD, it's allowing you to lose a certain amount of pounds, which is the first 5 days you'll lose 5 pounds. And as you continuously use it, you will lose continuously, as long as you're detoxing with the CBD infused detox tea. It comes in an instant form. You're able to detox with it. The other one is our Alleviate Rub, which I said you can apply it to your direct pain. So a lot of people that have had knee replacements, hip replacements, they've maybe suffer from all kind of stuff, gout. It's an anti-inflammatory, and it's a healer, and it's a pain relief. So when you apply it directly on the problem area, it relieves it instantly. So a lot of people get on these opioids and these, medicines that the pharmacies are prescribing, and they may temporarily relieve your pain, but they come with 10 side effects. So now you got rid of this pain, but now you got nausea and you got headaches and you got this and that. Right. So really CBD has been a way for people to relieve themselves at a very low cost, not be high. When people were getting prescribed marijuana for their aches or their stress, they were getting high. But it was because it was CBD with THC. CBD directly doesn't give you the high, but it gives you the relief. And so now that it's exposed and now that it's being infused in a lot of products, those are the benefits of it. The third one is the drops. So say you don't need a detox. Say you don't need to do direct pain, but you wanna cleanse your body. You want to relieve your anxiety, stress. Like I said, inflammation. It's known to clear your skin. You see me glowing. I don't wear makeup. I don't wear foundation. I don't wear any of those things. And I'm like, I have a natural glow. But CBD is very associated with clearing your skin. So even the biggest companies now, Victoria's Secret, for one, Bath and Body Works, they have a CBD section where they have lotions, they have face creams, they have reducing your under eye bags, your blemishes, your scars. So it's so powerful that we only have 3 products, but it's infused with CBD. And when you learn about the benefits of it, there's not at least one thing that you can say, well, I could use that for that, if not all of them. So those are the 3 products we have, and we're the only company in the world right now that has CBD in a detox. Okay. Tea. So that makes us in demand. But yeah, that's what CBD is doing. It's very popular, and people are being educated about it, and they're trying it. And so when they take that chance to try it, they like it, and they're on board.
Got you. Yeah. So you're obviously a hustler, man. You have your hands in everything. You earlier you said you were in music at one point, the trucking. You're doing the CBD. What's next for you? What else are you thinking about as far as entrepreneur wise?
Another truck. I want to get to 3 trucks. That's a priority for me.
Why 3 trucks? Just why 3?
Because I've noticed a lot of the ways that I'm trying to get contracts, I'm being told I have to have a fleet, and the fleet is considered 3. Okay. Now, if I'm wrong, you tap in with me after this and let me know how I can rock with 2. But like I said, I'm still learning a lot. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of information. So I'm still learning as I go. So I'm a sponge. But what I've been told is 3. And so I got to get to 3. I know someone that you connected me with. I haven't reached out to her yet, but I know she's into the getting certified. So I plan on being 3 trucks and certified. Okay. And that's in trucking. In the CBD, I definitely want to do good in the company that I'm in, but I'm trying to partner with someone that wants to do a sideline of our own. I know it's a growing industry. Okay. I'm trying to find the right product to market with that. And then I'm actually working on a group home right now. Oh, that's dope. So that's dope. Yeah. I'm getting into that. It's going to be adolescent boys. So in the age of 12 to 17. So by the summer, I should be up and running with that. So those are my 3 main focuses. I'm going to stay connected with the CBD. I'm definitely going to be a trucker. I'm definitely going to have my trucks. I love the trucking world. And so I just want to grow with that. So 3 to 5 years with trucking, You definitely see me at 3, but in 5 years, you may see me at 5 strongly. And I think that's going to be a cutoff for me.
Okay. Got you.
I don't think I want to tap into 10, 20, 30. It's a lot of work that comes with them, but I think me or someone that I hire to do specific jobs with the trucking business can maintain 5 drivers. You know, dispatching, just 5 is comfortable.
Got you.
So that's my cutoff, but definitely at 5 in 5 years.
Okay.
I can do that.
Okay, dope. Well, we're gonna start kind of bringing the show to a wrap. I want you to just kind of talk to the women out there, and like your story is very inspiring. Like you said, you started with little to no experience, and you were able to get into this very competitive trucking industry and be successful. Give them some jewels, give them some takeaways, some final thoughts, because there's a lot of people that are at that point to where they're trying to cross over to get where you're at. Just kind of leave them with a little bit of a little something.
Okay. And thank you for having me too.
For sure.
I really appreciate that.
No doubt.
So I would just first say, just know what you want, whether it be the trucking or anything that you're getting into. Before you get into it, know what you want, know what's required of you to be successful at what you're doing. Because no matter what it is that you're doing, there's a top and there's a bottom, and we all got to start at the bottom. So just to stay in line and know exactly what you want, because when you know what you want, you know what you got to do to get there. And as long as you continue to do what you got to do to get there, you'll get to where you need to be. And the reason why I say stay in line, because you ask me questions like, were there hard days? Did you want to give up? What was the struggles? What were the difficulties? And you're going to come across many in any business that you're trying to start. And it applies to more than just trucking. So I say stay in line, because if I was in trucking and it got hard and I stepped out of line after I moved 3-4 steps up and I wasn't at the top yet, when I go start somewhere else, I got to still get in the back of the line.
No doubt.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, just stay in line, stay dedicated to your vision, and just really, I always push staying dedicated to the vision, because there's so many people that would distract you. The difficulties that come with any business will discourage you. Life situation changes. Your finances may change, your household may change, your income may change. Health reasons may change, may make you disabled in certain ways. But if you just stay dedicated to what you want to do, you'll surpass those. You got to keep that inner motivation within yourself to say, you know what I mean? Like, I can do it. I can surpass whatever I'm going through. And there's somebody else who did it just like me, but it's also somebody who's not doing what I'm doing. So although we criticize ourselves on what we want to do better, you always got to give yourself the encouragement to say, hey, I'm going to give myself a compliment about what I'm doing. I'm doing a good job. And if you know within yourself that you're giving yourself 100%, you get that inner praise and you compliment yourself. You give yourself credit. You say, hey, you're doing a good job. Keep it up. And like, I just feel like those inner things, they take you a lot of places, because this trucking stuff, like you said, truck and hustle, it's really a hustle. It's really moving your feet. It's really staying involved. It's really staying dedicated. And if it's not in you, it's not going to last.
No doubt.
You're not going to last. So just making sure it's in you, not on you. That's really it.
I like that. Where can the people connect with you, find you on social media, and also where can they learn more about the CBD and the products that you have available?
Yeah. So social media wise, I'm at Pretty Pockets 100 on Instagram. My O in my name is a 0 and it's a 100 at the end. And I got that name because I always felt like I kept it 100. Okay. But so Pretty Pockets 100. My Facebook is Teeauna Pretty Pockets. My email is prettypockets@gmail.com. And on a personal level, I always do business. So I have a business phone. If anybody needed to tap in, they want to get connected on anything that I'm doing, my number is 310-866-7545. So as long as it's business oriented, I'm always open to conversations, one-on-ones, motivation, information. I'm willing to share. No one shared the game with me right off the back, but until I start my consulting service. I'm doing it for free right now. And I'm willing to share because I want to help my people grow.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, Teeauna, thank you so much for joining us today on Truck and Hustle. You gave us a wealth of knowledge, and it's really inspiring to hear your story. And I think a lot of other people, women and men, will be inspired, by your story and how you were able to just, jump into this and hustle and get to where you've gotten today. It's really dope, man. We appreciate you. This is what the show is about. This is what Truck and Hustle was founded on.
Thank you for providing that platform.
No doubt.
Thank you. You're doing an awesome job, so I'm honored. Thank you.
No doubt. Thank you so much, Teeauna. I appreciate it.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
If you like what you heard, it's only going to get better. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to learn or hear more about. Till next time, love is love. Truck and Hustle.